Yeah. This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Let's go.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
On the show today, we caught up with Jack Johnson. What's he been up to? Well, we asked that exact question.
Yeah. How much does the McManus family poo? We're going to find out.
Griffin Lowe joins us from the Dockers.
Yep.
We talk about the power of a minute.
Also, when someone's got a surprise for you, and it's not a surprise you want.
Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not.
This is Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
When I'm witnessing something cringy, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to look. If my partner was to stand up and... No, I don't have one, but if my partner was to
your
stand up
hypothetical partner.
and read me a poem that they wrote...
In front of other people.
In front of other people. I don't know if I could handle that sort of thing, you know?
Yes.
And like when something cringy is happening and you can't look away and you have to stay there for it, it must be too much. And this bride, I think it's in the US... Oh, my Lord. She's decided to do something while walking down... Not walking, inching down the aisle.
Slowly by slowly.
Her father's on her arm.
Yes.
The church is basically empty except for a smattering of people at the end where the groom is.
Okay. So they've hardly got any guests.
Hardly any guests, and she's walked
She's gone for a big number.
Dead on her arm, and she's like literally... I thought there was something wrong with her leg.
Yeah, okay.
Broken or something.
She's
because
just
of
really
how
milking that
slowly
moment.
She's going. But she's decided that she's not going to sing a little bit of, but she's going to sing the entire rendition of You Raise Me Up. Here she is. A cappella.
As she's walking. Yeah.
Inching.
I mean, her voice isn't awful.
Not awful.
It's not awful.
There's a time and a place.
I know. But it could be worse, is what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, that was a bit pitchy.
Too big a step.
You got to understand, like,
The
she's
acoustics
barely
in a
moving.
church are really difficult too. Do you know what I
I know a
mean?
lot of people try to save money on bits and pieces of the wedding, but...
Pay for the organist is what I'm saying.
Come on.
So she's like literally...
I mean, it's a tricky song at the best of times. Oh, Shaun. Okay, so you can't sing it either. That made her sound better.
Anyway, it's
Ooh,
three,
that's a note.
It's 3 minutes.
Oh, please
Like
tell me
she
we're
sings-
playing it all.
No, she sings it in real time. By the way, she's like 2 meters in by now.
What was the groom doing? No.
The groom, you can't
Running.
see what
He's
all,
running.
All,
So he's
all
looking
you
forward.
want this TikTok video to do is to go to the groom's face to see what's happening, so he can see what he's receiving. But she gets down to the end of the aisle, and then because you're thinking it's her dad.
To give away my daughter. You know it's
Her
all,
dad.
so please take care of her.
Oh, no, he's back. I mean, how did the dad get roped in? That's horrendous.
The dad looked like he had a gun to his head.
Well, he did have a gun to his head. There's no way he did that of his own free will. She's still
There's only
going.
one victim here, and that is the groom.
That is...
Do you agree with that?
She's not, hey, Shaun, she's not done with him, so rude.
Is that somebody screaming in pain? No?
She's
that in the background?
she's there, by the way. She's doing this right in the groom's face. Where in his head is going, I don't.
He knows who he's married, surely.
I don't. No, this is what I think. I've got a theory for this.
Okay, great.
I've got a theory for this. So let's just keep it in the background because it's nice.
Is it?
I think that she has said to the groom, I've got a surprise for you. And you know what? Those words
strike fear into everyone's hearts.
fill me with dread when I hear I've got a surprise for you, because the people in my world, it's never good.
Nah, it's never good.
The surprise is never good. It's not something I want. Especially when they do it with a smile. I've got a surprise for you. But she thinks she actually was gifting him with a wonderful surprise.
It's a tribute.
Some people, of course, had some stuff to say.
Did they what? Oh, just
On the line.
glowing comments of praise, surely.
One person said, my family would laugh me out of my own wedding if I attempted something like this.
Right, too.
Oh, no doubt.
Obviously, the reason I haven't got married is because I can't sing. That's what's
That's the only
been
reason.
holding me back all these years.
Whether you've been craving the ocean, snow, mountains, or city lights, there are so many possibilities for you and your next trip.
Yeah, make up for missed holidays and explore more of Oz with whatif.com.
Jump online or on the What If app.
What if? It's Aussie for travel. They are the 6 words that can really scare a person, to be honest. I've got a surprise for you. Whoa. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes you think, is that it?
Hi, Andrea.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Andrea.
Right,
Okay.
it's a scary phrase to hear. Did you say it or did you receive it?
No, the ex-husband did.
What happened?
Yeah, I came home from work. I worked in bank, and to my surprise, there was a red handbag on the end of my kitchen bench. I turned around, and my mother-in-law from New Zealand happened to be sitting on my lounge. And then my mother and father walked out of the hallway. To be told I was going on a holiday to Bali for my 10th wedding anniversary, only to find out the next day when we got to Perth, because I live country, that his best 2 buddies from work were coming along with us.
Oh, I've got a
like the
surprise
great
for
Norman.
you.
Surprise for you.
Here are my friends.
To come on our romantic holiday.
Andrea, just the 2 boys. Sorry, the 2 friends
No,
plus you 2.
it was a husband and wife and a mining couple that he knew, and he invited them along on our 10th wedding anniversary. It was fun, yeah.
Oh, sweetheart.
He
Is that,
just doesn't trust himself alone with
But
you.
he is the ex now, so
He is
there
the
you go.
ex.
Makes sense, doesn't
He
it?
is the ex. I've got a surprise for you. My friends are coming on our
romantic anniversary holiday.
I mean, I don't know where he went wrong, Sean.
Yeah,
Sounds right. Sounds perfect. Thanks,
Sounds weird
Andrea.
that she's complaining, doesn't it, Sean?
John's in Baldive this morning, John.
Hello there.
Hey, John.
Okay.
Hey, John.
When you hear the words, I've got a surprise for you, it can strike fear into your heart. What happened?
Right, my partner at the time, we was like boyfriend, girlfriend. This was back in the UK. She sent me a text message saying, "I've got a surprise for you,"
Yeah.
and not, what is it? No response. Then about an hour later, like an interflora florist arrived where I work. It's a workshop, a heavy diesel workshop with all the guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Florist walks in with a red rose.
Yes.
I'm looking for John. Oh, okay. And like the lads are ripping into me, like, Florist comes up. Yeah, John, this is for you. It's from Sarah.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Oh, by the way, it's £15. I was told you'd pay for it, but we dropped it off.
So you had to pay for your surprise?
Your own red rose come in the workshop.
That you didn't want.
A rose he doesn't want, and he got to pay for it.
So the rose was delivered. It was ordered by my girlfriend, delivered to me, but I had to pay for it myself. And it all started with a text message, "Have I got a surprise for you?"
Yeah. I mean, it's all about tone, isn't
So,
it?
John, did she then want you to then give the rose back to her, or was it just for you?
No, it was just for me, but it was like...
At his expense.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what? Not wanted. Wrong price because he didn't want to pay for it.
I know.
And wrong place because
Yeah, yeah.
he didn't want it in front of his mates.
What a stitch up.
It was a trifecta.
Yeah.
It was
She got
everything
you
John
good.
didn't want. And it cost him £15.
Take it she's an ex, John?
No, we've been together
What?
32 years this year.
Well done, John.
Oh, John, you're a good man. That's right. But see, maybe that's what you got to do, seal the deal, girls.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Don't surprise people that don't want to be surprised,
No.
especially with a surprise that sucks. Like
I mean-
this.
But she doesn't think it sucks. This is the
I
thing.
know, but like, get someone else to weigh in, not your dad. Don't get your dad to join in too. Like, this is the bride inching her way down an longest aisle known to man in a church, singing to her partner. And I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure she said to her, to the groom, "I've got a surprise for you." And I'm sure if he had a choice, he would have said, "Oh,
Oh,
no,
no,
thanks,
thanks.
I'm busy."
Hey, how about we don't? Let's go to Abby and Leadham. Morning, Abby.
Morning.
How you going, Abby?
Abby. So I've got a surprise for you. It can be great sometimes. It can be awful. What happened?
It's my husband, really. He did 2 while I was pregnant. The first one was at Easter. He said he had a surprise for me, so I thought it was going to be, big Lindt chocolate egg.
Yeah.
I had digestion while I was pregnant,
Yeah.
so he got me a box of Gaviscon.
What a great... Yes.
I mean, he's meeting your needs. You got to give him that.
I've got a surprise for you.
Yes.
Then we were still living in the UK during their last heat wave.
Yes.
And I was 8.5 months pregnant. And he said, I've got a surprise for you. We're going on a trip. And he'd booked walking.
A walking
A
tour.
bit of a hiking holiday.
Whereabouts?
So it gets better.
Yeah.
On a ferry,
Yeah.
which was actually in the middle of a storm that day, so I was seasick because I was pregnant. And then when we got to the other side, it was like 40 degrees, and we're walking around this port, and he's buying wine and cheese, which I can't eat. He was so proud of this surprise, this like baby moon thing, and I was just so not impressed.
That's a stitch
Oh,
up there.
Abby, you can just hear
Abby.
the disdain. He's still married to him?
Yeah, that was 18 years ago. We were married 20 years last
Wow,
month.
you must
and
have. What a magical journey you must have had, Abby.
Indeed. You're a lucky girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could feel the whole show.
You can feel
No,
the
you
whole
feel
show. Well, mate, you know what? Might get you on next week.
Yeah,
That's a Wednesday.
right. That's right.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
The one and only Jack Johnson has headed our ways, ring his
Yes.
Meet the Moonlight 2020 tour. 2022 tour. That's not easy to say. Headed our way. The wonderful fella joins us now. Good morning, Jack.
Hello.
Hey, Jack.
Hey,
Jack, how are ya?
Jack. It's been an age since we talked to
Good.
you. What have you been doing?
Yeah. Finally, I just been waiting for this.
Hey, Jack, I've been really keen to wait to see we had to speak to you because one of my favourite movies ever is The Momentum Generation. And you mentioned
Oh,
that.
cool.
Mate, all the guys you used to hang out with back in the surfing days with Kelly Slater and the gang, oh my God, that was unbelievable.
I was just tagging along. I was just I was a stoked little grom. I was about 3 years younger than Kelly, and so I remember that time. It was really exciting because Shane Doria and Kelly Slater,
Yep.
Ross Williams, all these
Benji?
guys I looked up to, and it was Benji Weatherly. Well, I didn't so much look up to him. He was the same age as me, and he was my partner in crime. We were buds. But all the other guys, they were all a little older than us, and so when we get to surf with them, you know, you could kind of see, whoa, that's possible. You kind of didn't even realize these things were possible until you saw them on waves and kind of push the limits for what we thought we could do.
Jack, over here in Australia in Byron Bay, the Hemsworths have moved in, and Chris and his wife Elsa just walk around all day barefoot, and then hanging out on the beach. I feel like that's your life. You don't ever put shoes on, yeah?
I don't have shoes on right as we speak.
You've got him, mate.
you got me red-footed, but at the same time, I do have sandals I wear. We call them slippers over here.
Yes.
I mostly wear slippers.
We're looking on your Instagram, just looking at your performances and your live gigs, and like, you know what? It just looks like a really relaxing place to be as an audience member.
Yeah.
Just to be kicked back. There seems to be tiki torches. Every time you play, it's like you're on the set of Survivor.
There's no tiki torches ever when I play.
It just feels like
got
there's
that
tiki
vibe, you know?
torches. And then someone's going to get voted out of the crowd.
That's in my rider. That's in my rider. No tiki torches.
What is in your rider, Jack? What is in your rider?
Just normal stuff. I don't know, some bread, a little bit of cheese, just some those kind of. We do have like annoying parts to some in our rider about like no single use water bottles, but
Yes,
we love
yes.
it. We have like a reusable pint cup program. We try to do it all the shows, and the venues have been more and more into that stuff. So it's been great to cut out that stuff. But yeah, otherwise we try to push. I guess instead of having the red M&Ms, we kind of suggest stuff like no single-use plastic.
So you're saving the planet with your rider,
Yes,
which
you got
is
a
great.
charity with the ocean and stuff, haven't you, Jack?
Yeah, we got an organization here in Hawaii called the Cool Hawaii Foundation. It's mostly about stoking out kids, planting little seeds in the kids' brain. So we get them out into farms, out in the nature, near the ocean, just places where they don't feel like they're learning, but that's when they learn the most. So we have an organization that helps promote all those kind of things over here in Hawaii.
Jack, to all the successful people that grew up in Hawaii, are you all friends? Like, do you hang out with Jason Momoa and just go picking up rubbish off the beach and stuff?
I wish. I've never met Jason yet. Hopefully, some point, I'm a fan.
That's when you know you've made
It
it.
must be amazing to grow up somewhere where it's someone's ultimate holiday or honeymoon
Yes.
destination. Because,
Agreed.
like, we grew up in Western Australia and you don't see people in Europe going, I've got to get to Perth.
But everybody wants to go to Hawaii.
Everyone wants to go to Hawaii.
You're being modest. I've been there before. It's a nice spot.
Thank you. Thank you so
Stop
much.
it. We were just fishing for compliments.
Say it again. We'll make it into a promo.
Stop trying to get all the tourists to come to my place.
Yeah, that's right. Keep Perth for ourselves.
Hey, Jack, one of your great videos is, I think it's for Taylor, actually, with Ben Stiller being involved. You know, he does all the stuff in it. That is so fun to watch.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. You know, we know each other pretty well now, but when we shot that, it was a funny thing that happened. So I'm going to be a bit of a name dropper right now to tell the story. But I met Owen Wilson once, and then when I met him, he was cool. He was like, "Hey, I like your music, you know, as much as the other guy." But he's like, "Watch out for Ben Stiller, though. He's like weirdly fascinated with your music." Like,
Yeah.
he's constant. They were doing a movie together, and he claimed that he was like showing up and like quoting my songs like too much, like for like moments in the day. He would like drop them as if they were like old sayings and stuff, you know. And he was like, "Yeah, he's weird. If you see that guy, like, try to dodge him because he's almost like a weird fan." And so anyways, we got this idea that like, let's call him up. And so I kind of cold called him and asked him if he would do a video where he would just play me in the video. And so that it didn't quite work out that way, but he had the idea. He's like, how about I show up, I'm a director who's going to like try to direct you, but you won't do any of the things I'm asking. And I'm really pissed off. I'm like the Hollywood guy. So anyways, it became what it was. And we'd only known each other for like a day when we shot the video, but he was such a good sport. He just showed up and did it.
There's a whole generation, and we work with a couple of them that know you from Curious George.
And that's it. And that's all they know you from. Like, they're besotted with your music, but
They
for
go, Jack
Curious
Johnson,
George
Curious
reasons.
George. Oh, we know him.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, you know, and I know the age because it's, when I made that movie, I just had my first, well, I didn't make the movie. When I made the songs, I had, my first son was just a baby, and all I wanted to do was write kids songs. He was just a little monkey himself, so I just wrote all these songs. I had him around anyways, and then it worked out for that movie, and I had a place to put all these kids songs I was writing. So whenever I see somebody about my oldest son's age, I know that's the Curious George age.
Yeah, that's the connection.
And now the songs are about give me my shoes back.
Yes.
They write themselves, don't they?
I'm barefoot because of you.
Exactly.
All right, so
No, you know what's funny? So that same kid, sorry to cut you off, the same kid, he's 18 now, so like there's one song on the new album that's called Don't Look Now, and there's the original lyric is because every morning he'd wake up and he'd tell me he was going to kill this chicken outside his room. There was like a rooster that was waking him up. And so I told him, I was like, I had this line, I had a guitar in my hand, and I was just joking with him, and I said, every morning my son says, someday I'm gonna kill that rooster with the gun that you won't get me. If you kill it, you're gonna have to deal with the killing you done. And it was just like a joke I had to him.
Yes.
And but it stuck around for a while, and then at some point I was like, that's a pretty good melody, I'm gonna use that, but I just changed the words and it became a real song. But that's how the songs start. They all started kind of like
Well, I mean, with
so
a teenage son, the lyric could nearly have been every morning he wakes up to choke the chicken. But that probably wouldn't fly.
It's one way to kill it, I suppose, Nathan. So are you just...
That sounds like that's the Weird Al Yankovic version.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Are you just walking around your house with a guitar all the time, or how does it work?
A ukulele is room for a guitar.
Yeah, no, not all the time, but they're hanging around. We play them a lot. Everybody in the family likes playing, so there's definitely a lot of music in the house. Pretty fun.
Well, we love your work. Your first show sold out in the blink of an eye, so you did add a second one, 30th of November, playing Kings Park and Botanic Gardens. So get on board with that, everybody. It's going to be awesome. livenation.com.au is where you can get your tickets from. Thank you so much for talking to us, Jack. You're a joy.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Bye, Jack.
Cheers, bye.
See you, buddy.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
A couple of days ago, I wanted to bring this up because I put my body on the line at the shopping centre, and this will resonate with you, Nath. So I had a list of things to do, and before I left, I got a text message from the missus, and she said, make sure you get some dunny rolls. And I did something that you would never do.
Did you buy the giant multi?
I bought the giant 24, and it takes up a whole thing.
But
it's like 3 levels high. It takes up
Shaun, I can say though,
There's a lot of bums in his house, so to be fair.
there are, and people know you, and they know that there is just wall-to-wall
that's only-
asses in your house.
That's only 4 rolls per person, so
Yeah.
that's not too obscene.
Whereas if
how long-
I'm buying 24 rolls,
Yes,
it's
that's
like,
some question marks.
Oh, hello, poo party. What's happening in your bowels?
How many
What's
rolls
your
should
diet
you go
about?
through? Or well, do you come up with a formula in that then? You just said that's 4
Oh,
rolls
I
per
order it
person.
online. I get.
She gets the
Yeah.
Who
crate.
gives crap?
Who gives a crap? So yeah.
I will go.
Which is 48 rolls, but it takes me more than a year to work through.
You know me. I buy no more than 6 rolls because it says I go, but I have other interests. Because I don't want people.
So
to
did
think-
you walked out with that gigantic thing of toilet paper
Yeah,
under
you
your
can't
arm?
put it in a bag or whatever.
No,
so
you
you have to
can't.
carry it. So I had a
and
couple of
so
bags
everybody
with just
knows.
this whole thing.
Yeah.
Of, 24 rolls.
Yeah.
I was so proud of myself. $11. $11 something. It was an
Oh, you
absolute
got
bargain.
cheap stuff.
God, Sean.
Is
I
it?
think it was
Is it?
sorbent. I think
Is
was
it
a
good?
sorbent thing. It wasn't the worst. It wasn't like
It wasn't the worst.
Sandpaper.
How much was it?
You reckon it
in
was
the $11 range?
$11?
Like, it might have been high 11s,
Oh.
but definitely in the $11 range.
You're not doing well. Well, we know your
Why don't you
finances
have-
are a bit
to be honest-
sketchy.
You have
but like, I
3
mean,
ply.
are you
What's going
kidding me,
on?
mate?
Yesterday at Northern, it was a tough day. I'll be honest.
Are you joking? I basically wipe my bum with silk.
Yeah, 5 kids.
I wipe
4
mine
kids,
with
whatever
3
you
ply
want.
silk.
I've got all the plies.
Have you?
Yeah, mine's
You
like,
only go-
I basically buy a doona and wipe my bum with it and then throw it out.
It's a bit tighter at my house.
Weird. All right. Well, we're glad you've got some. That's great news.
For days and weeks.
How long will that last?
I don't know. I'll give you an update, but I'm
All
pretty
right.
happy
Keep us
about it.
posted. We're all invested.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
Catching a flight these days is like, well, am I going to catch it? Are we
Oh,
leaving
well,
today?
that's
Are we
me
leaving?
today.
Yeah, like, what's the deal?
Fingers
Like,
crossed.
And my bag's going to be there.
No
Am I going to be
clue.
able to get home?
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
Don't know.
All of the above. Yeah. And the whole sort of industry is in array, including the fact that aircraft engineers, they have not had a pay rise for 4 years, and they're asking Qantas for a 12% pay rise. They said, because of inflation,
Well, inflation's
and all
through the
that sort of
roof,
stuff,
yeah.
like our
And we
pays
haven't had one
risen.
in 4 years.
Yep. So 700 aircraft engineers from Qantas and Jetstar are planning to stop work. They're planning a strike somewhere in August. Now, we could have missed it because this strike's going for 1 minute. One minute.
Way to kick us in the guts.
But
1 minute.
this is my thing, right? The executive manager said that the airline is disappointed in the union's decision to strike, but is putting contingency plans in place to deal with its disruptions.
Going to bring in scab labour to work for a minute.
Yeah, just in
probably,
case,
yeah.
because we're starting a minute now. A lot can happen in a minute.
Okay, so we've down tools for 15 seconds so far.
Yeah.
Think about the things that can happen in a minute, Sean.
Well, I had 4 kids
I know,
in 4 minutes.
1 minute each. Well done, Tiger.
and that was 30 seconds too long.
Don't worry, I had a shower afterwards. Each one.
You can miss an important flight or an
Yes.
important trip in a
You
minute.
could miss your child's birth because you're a minute late.
A job interview. Everything could hinge on you rocking up to a job interview on time, and you missed it by a minute. And they said, "No, sorry,
Can't help
that
you."
was late. You're
Yeah.
out of here."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
you could. An accident. It could have been a minute here and there, whether
yeah,
you're
either
involved
way.
in an accident or not involved in an accident. A minute has a lot of power. So the fact that they've got these people waiting in the wings, it's like, what
To step in for a minute.
What could that minute do Australia-wide? Oh, we're
a
reaching
minute's-
towards the minute now.
A minute.
Here we go.
Up. There it is.
Right, back on the bags.
That's a minute. That's actually quite long.
I mean, we talked
Because
for
we dribbled a
ages.
lot of crap then.
We did. Can and will.
Yeah.
Do.
We want to know the power of a minute, right? So what a minute has done in your life.
Did you miss something important?
Yeah. Was it good or was it bad? It might have been the minute of meeting your partner.
Yeah, that's right.
The serendipity of
Sliding doors.
getting off something or being
Yes.
late for something and then you met them.
It's a Gwyneth Paltrow movie.
Oh,
if you haven't seen one.
isn't it
if
just?
we can have any more Gwyneth Paltrow in this show.
Where she's got 2 hairstyles,
Oh,
so we know the difference.
What a Friday.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
We're talking about the power of a minute because that's how long Qantas engineers are threatening to strike for.
Yeah, they want to prove a point, but
Yep.
like they don't want to disrupt the customers.
Because
But
there's enough
going to
disruption
be,
as it is.
There's going to be
God.
contingency crews around just in case something happens within that minute. We don't know. The
What can
power of
happen
a
in
minute.
a minute? A lot. Sophie, hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Okay,
Soph.
what can happen in a minute, Soph?
I was on a date once, and this guy was not talking or giving me anything, so I thought, nah, I'm going to go to the toilet, and then I'll make up some excuse and leave.
Yeah.
By the time I got back, he'd ordered another round of drinks. I'm like, oh, well, I better drink them. Like, can't not.
Be rude not to.
Yes.
Yeah. It's now been 5 years, and we're getting married in March.
You would one more minute, one less minute, you were out of there. One more minute, you're getting
I'm
married.
pretty good.
Oh,
God, he-
Sophie! Oh my God, so that literally could not have happened.
Exactly.
What a comeback.
So,
That's the
so,
one for the
so
ages.
he's got a drink there, and then suddenly, what happened? Did he come alive? So, was he
He
more?
did.
what-
It was.
yes?
It just needed one more drink. It was like a little power up for him, and then he was. Yeah, we talked all night. So
And now you're getting married in
Sophie,
March.
that's amazing. What an amazing tale. See, girls, give him a go. One more minute.
One more.
I
Could
know.
be the difference.
In 10 years, when you've been married for 10 years, you're
You'll
going to
be like, what was I thinking?
I wish I threw that drink in your face.
That's a beautiful love story, Sophie. Thank you. Summer, hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Okay.
Summer.
What difference can a minute make, Summer?
Oh, the worst. On Saturday, we were coming back from Sydney to Perth. We caught our flight. We thought the baggage drop-off was 2:30. It was 2:20. No problem. We were there 2:20. Got to the counter because the kiosks had closed.
Yes.
Said, no, you can't catch your flight. You've missed it. And I looked at my phone and it was 2:21.
Oh, come on.
And you were dealing with an actual person, wasn't it? It wasn't like the
An
computer.
actual person. Yeah, an actual person. And she was like, look, you can take it, but what are you going to do with your luggage? So we had to wait 4 or 5 hours for the next flight.
No
yeah,
way.
get it.
Minute. And you know what? The
1
amount of times
minute.
we've all been on a flight and they've held the bloody plane
Correct.
for 15, 20 minutes, and then that person walks in and everyone hates them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
And you hear them being paged again and
Yeah.
again and
Yeah.
again. 1 minute.
1 minute.
Come on.
That's
Remember when
crazy.
you were watching the replay of something?
Yeah,
That's the NFL Super
We
Bowl.
Super
were
Bowl.
all at the
That was a
airport
replay.
together. The NFL Super Bowl replay.
We were
was
heading
on.
to Sydney to
We
see
went
Ed Sheeran.
through to the gate. Shaun stopped at the gate and looked at the TV.
No,
above
you were
the
watching
gate.
at home, weren't you?
No, wasn't it?
I got to the lounge.
Oh,
I
the
got to
lounge, yeah.
He was
I
watching
thought,
it. He was watching
a
on the
minute this.
TVs at the gate, and we could see Shaun. Shaun could see us. We were on the plane. That was it. It was the last time we saw Shaun.
You turned up like 6 or 7 hours later, didn't you? Like at 11 o'clock. We had to do the show the next morning.
Just a minute.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We're talking about the power of a minute. Qantas engineers are threatening to strike at some point in August
Yep.
for 1 minute.
Yep. I mean,
Just
it could
to
have
teach us
happened.
a lesson.
Could have happened a minute ago. We don't
We
know.
didn't know.
It's not the biggest strike action at all. But they have got a contingency plan and staff in place in case this minute goes awry. I don't know.
What's the pay scale for a minute?
I know, right?
I don't know, Shaun.
Plus super.
Yeah, amazing.
One more minute, Shaun, and you can really ruin 2 minute noodles.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
Or
a
one
good
less
point.
minute.
Here's Greg from Clarkson. Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Good,
Greg. Tell us what can happen in a minute.
So my son is a category 3 emergency C-section, so he was cut out in under 2 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, so they had to like basically just get a sword and go and get him out of
Yeah, I was running down the hallway behind them on the stretcher, putting my scrubs on, and by the time I got in the room, he was out.
So you missed the
wow.
actual moment of when he was plucked out.
Yep.
Yeah, don't worry.
Oh, my God.
He didn't miss anything.
Greg.
It's pretty horrific.
Emergency
it is.
C-section. I'm guessing there was no epidural or anything, was it? It was just like
I was because of the epidural.
Oh, yeah,
because of the epidural.
Morphine gave him respiratory
Distress, yeah.
Wow,
Yep.
righto, Greg. That would have been intense.
wow, Greg, and not even a chance to wrap your mind around it. It's like suddenly you're running down and getting changed, and the next minute you're in like just a horror film, and then after that, it's something amazing happened. That's a lot of emotion to spring at you at once.
Oh yeah, the next minute I was sitting in the chair holding him.
Holding
and I
your
was
baby.
Just,
God, no one thinks
And
no one thinks enough of the father what they go through. During
Oh,
these times. Don't you think,
yes.
Shaun?
Please
Well
pray
done,
for the
mate.
fathers.
I'm glad that you brought this
It's like,
up.
it's like
Yeah.
the lady's busy. Like she's busy. She's not. And
She's got something to do.
She's got something to do, and the guys are there just like, oh,
Be
what
very
about me?
careful,
what about
Nathan.
Shannon? No. What about me?
We need to do
That
a
is
half
the
an
time
hour
to
on this.
ask too.
We need to do a full. Actually, I'm going to say a full hour on this.
And also, women when they're fully in labour for 18 hours, that's a good time to ask.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sean?
exactly. I mean, they're just laying in a bed,
Yes.
breathing every now and then.
Yeah,
Super
now I
easy.
always see your
Okay.
point of view.
Really
Thanks,
flat out,
Greg.
aren't you?
Kia, hello.
Hi there.
All right,
Kia.
Kia, what difference can a minute make?
So my partner and I, we were in America, and we'd gone out partying this one night. It was really crazy. The next morning, my friends were like, "Oh, let's go to this pool. It has bottomless mimosas. It's in this hotel." And I was like, "I'm too drunk. I can't go out again.
Yeah.
Like, I can't touch another drop." And everyone goes and gets in the car and they're waiting for me. And I was like, hold up, just give me a minute. I'm going to be sick. And I ran back inside and obviously I was sick.
Yes.
And while I was in the bathroom, I get a text notification to tell me that there had been a mass shooting at the pool that we were going to be going
Oh, my
to.
God. So because you were hung and spewy, you saved your entire carload of friends.
Yeah. Like there was some giant gaming convention and some guy came second place and lost it and
God.
decided to open fire and we were literally going to be getting in the car and driving there.
Wow.
Oh, my God. Do you know what?
Ridiculous.
Hooray for hangovers.
And
And
now,
it's America,
I
so
mean,
what a
yeah.
crazy place.
this is why you've been a booze hound ever since?
Yeah, that's
just
right.
to keep people
Oh,
alive?
it didn't stop me. Didn't
No,
stop me.
no, well,
Well,
it
why
wouldn't.
would
It's
it?
my responsibility.
Why would
Yes.
it, mate? Every time you put your head in the bowl and throw
Yeah,
up, you're saving lives.
I know. It's a bit different to the doctor before.
I know. You're a
know,
hero.
Well done, Kia.
Jeez, mate.
Thanks, Kia. Jess is in Nollamara. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Jess. Okay, talk to us about what a minute can mean.
This is going back a long time. I was only 15 and I was in London with my grandma and my brother because my grandma had a lot of family there. And so Mum and Dad flew us over with her and we were there for the summer holidays and we were running late because I was really emotional. I was really missing Mum and Dad. And so I was crying and we got to the train station and we could see it leaving. And so we had to wait 10 minutes for the next train.
Yep.
And then we got on and everything just came to a standstill and we missed the train that had the London bombings on it.
That was the one.
Far out, Jess. Thank God for your tears.
Yeah, but it was like very freaky. Very, very, very freaky.
Extraordinary.
Yeah.
That's extraordinary.
Those ones.
I know.
there,
Yeah.
Where like
Lives counted.
Ours was
you
the same in
sometimes
Bali when we were at
wonder
the Bali bombing.
Yeah.
you're being emotional that day. Was there like a sense that I don't know,
Or just coincidence.
or just
yeah.
coincidence?
Happy coincidence in that case. Extraordinary.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.